Michigan's lakes and forests and wildlife aren't just a backdrop, they are who we are. And right now, everything we love about the state is under threat. And most of us have no idea. Meet Marc Smith, Director of Conservation Partnerships for the National Wildlife Federation, an organization on the front lines every single day, fighting to make sure that Michigan's greatest treasure is still here for your kids, your grandkids, and every generation that comes after. What he's about to share will change the way that you see the Great Lakes forever. My name is Cliff Dubenois, and we are Total Michigan.
National Wildlife Federation's been around here for a long time, since 1936, and we are an organization that works at the federal, regional, and state level, promoting and enhancing wildlife habitat, clean water, and working with people to make sure that they have the outdoor recreation opportunities, whether you hunt, whether you fish, whether you kayak, whether you watch birds, look at the stars. We're your advocate to help provide that resource for you as a trust of wildlife and public land for all people.
Behind every clean lake, every protected shoreline, there are champions fighting battles that most of us never see. But why do we love Michigan so much? What is it about the Great Lakes that makes this place so worth protecting?
Here in Michigan, we have probably the largest number of hunters and anglers across the country, because we have tons of wildlife, tons of resources, tons of public land to enjoy and take part in that. I think one of the things that it's just a cultural significance and connection to people in the outdoors, but it's also an economic driver. Our state alone and the outdoor economy impact from hunting and fishing and bird watching and people buying hotels and gas and the merchandise and your all your gear contributes about $11.2 billion annually to this.
Really?
It's a massive economic driver for this state. And so we need to invest in that. Hunting and fishing license sales, the tax that comes from purchasing a fly rod or a firearm goes back into wildlife protection. So it's a self-sustaining economic investment that not only provides a greatest value, where I can spend $25 on a grouse hunting, small game hunting license that lasts for 4 months. I can't spend that on going to the Detroit Tigers game or a Lions game.
Well, and these days that's true.
So in terms of the economic value and the return you get,
right,
it really is a bargain. And we have unmatched, we're really world-class hunting and fishing opportunities here in this state.
Michigan's outdoor economy is thriving. But beneath the surface of the Great Lakes, a threat has been quietly growing for over 60 years. One that could change everything we love about this state overnight.
Probably one of the most infamous pipelines across the Great Lakes is the Line 5 pipe that goes from the Upper Peninsula to the Lower Peninsula. So that's a pipeline that it's been there for 60 years, way past its time. It has some, and if there's a spill there in this area of the Straits of Mackinac, it is the absolute worst place for an oil spill, because the way the currents run back and forth between Huron and Michigan, it's almost stronger than the flow of Niagara Falls on a daily basis. That much current goes back and forth. So if you could imagine an oil spill there, the oil would spread and just coat literally the whole top of the Michigan coastline, and just devastating the fishery, devastating the coastlines, private property, and our economic interests in the state. So those extractive type of resources are a real threat that we need to be vigilant on and make sure that they're not going to cause resource problems.
The pipeline is just one silent threat lurking beneath the surface. And there are more that most Michiganders never even hear about. So what exactly is the National Wildlife Federation doing to protect us? And are they winning?
Well, there's a handful of things right now, but I think the biggest thing that actually has the biggest impact to our region, and not only for our freshwater, but our wildlife and our way of life, but also our economics of our region, is the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative. And that's a program that is designed to send money out for projects to clean up toxic hotspots, to enhance and build wetland complexes, restore wetlands, and fight invasive species, and address climate change. And this has probably been one of the most successful programs that we've had in the past 10, 15 years.
Beautiful.
It was bipartisan members of Congress, and George W. Bush signed it into law, got the first restoration plan going. Obama, as president, funded the first program, and it's been highly successful. Multiple presidents from Obama to Trump to Biden and now Trump again have been up and down a little bit, but for the most part, it's been one of the most productive pieces of legislation and funding for our region that is making tremendous difference. And it's like the third rail of politics now. No Great Lake champion, if you will, it's in Congress, wants to vote against the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative. It's pretty amazing, and it makes you feel good because we know that the Great Lakes unite us.
Turns out the Great Lakes aren't just a national treasure. They're one of the few things that can still bring us all together. But unity only holds if we stay vigilant. So how do you get involved and make sure that your voice is heard when it matters the most?
The National Wildlife Federation is a team of passionate advocates, legal experts, and community organizers dedicated to protecting and restoring wildlife and their habitats. Unified by a love of nature and a commitment to justice, we work in the Great Lakes to engage local communities, partner with diverse stakeholders, and drive action that creates lasting change. We're leading the charge to restore watersheds in our region, tackle PFAS contamination, and champion water affordability. We're fighting to revitalizing ecosystems from the Great North Woods and beyond. Follow us at NWF Great Lakes on Facebook, Instagram, and Blue Sky to see what we're up to and learn how you can get involved.
Michigan's greatest treasure is worth fighting for. The National Wildlife Federation has been doing exactly that, building coalitions, advancing legislation, and standing guard over everything that we love about this state. But the real power? It's us. When Michiganders unite around something that they love, we all win. My name is Cliff Dubenois, and we are Total Michigan.